Alright guys, here we go, the final day of Best of 2013. Today we're going to be talking about movies, because, you know, film, Friday, alliteration. Anyway, here is my number 3 pick.
I knew y'all was special from the moment I saw you.
Spring Breakers!
Let's cause some trouble now.
Alright, just give me a minute here. This is going to be kind of hard to justify, but I think I can do it. Spring Breakers is an amazing movie, and I use the term movie lightly. It's more like someone just shot a bunch of stuff and then edited it together kind of interestingly, and then got pieces of dialogue from previous clips and just repeated them over and over again. And that's okay. This movie is dumb and stupid and silly, and that's what makes it so great. James Franco's character kind of plays like a fake riffraff, and he kind of sells that movie for me. The whole movie involves a bunch of girls going to Florida for spring break, and shit kind of goes crazy from there. The movie starts off with a bunch of dubstep and a bunch of tits and butts, which is weird when you're watching it, but it just fits that mood of that movie, and I kind of can get behind that. It's weird in an interesting way, and all I can say is Spring Breakers is my number 3 pick, and you're gonna have to just deal with that. Moving on to my next pick, it's pretty different than the last movie I chose. So here it is, my number 2 pick.
Can I spin my hand up there?
Yes.
Alright.
Touchy Feely. Touchy Feely is my number 2 pick, and that almost didn't happen. I kind of caught this movie near the tail end of when I was doing my movie crunch to make sure I had everything ready to do these videos. And I really enjoyed it. It's this really sweet, excuse the pun, touchy movie that kind of just makes you feel nice. It's about this lady who is a masseuse and can't do her job anymore because she has a sudden aversion to touching people. But even that isn't really explained in the movie. The movie's more about the characters and how they deal with their own personal problems. And that's kind of my favorite type of movie. Slice of life, here's a group of people, here's what they're going through right now, and here's how they solved it. Or almost didn't solve it for that matter. It's not a movie for everyone. You gotta really enjoy more human interactions in movies. A lot of the dialogue in this movie is kind of awkward and stuttery and stammery. And that's what makes these people feel like real people, and I really enjoyed that. And if you like that in a movie, you're gonna like this. Go watch Touchy Feely. It's my number 2 pick. So here we go, my number 1 pick, which is a movie I almost missed, kind of like my best album of 2013. Anyway, without further ado, my number 1 pick for 2013 is Gravity. So I almost missed Gravity. And that's kind of crazy, but luckily I was able to fit it in right at the last minute, and I'm so glad I did because it was the best movie of this entire year for me. The suspense in that movie had me at the edge of my seat from beginning to end. It grabbed me instantly. And also Sandra Bullock's acting, oh man, it was so perfect. She carries that entire movie on her shoulders because even though Clooney's in that movie, it's mostly about Sandra Bullock and her experience in space and this horrible catastrophe. Which, by the way, was done so well because, as you know, there's no sound in space. So when she's outside of any ships, they kind of cut sound in that movie, and it just sells the effect of loneliness and isolation in this big, scary place that we know as, you know, outer space. It's incredibly dangerous what a lot of these astronauts go through, and it's great to have a movie that kind of shows how dangerous it can be up there. Plus that ending, which I won't spoil, but oh my god, that had me jaw dropped. And I guess I'm not talking about the ending specifically, I'm talking about a part right before the ending, but still, I'll leave it at that. Go watch Gravity if you haven't already. It's still in a couple theaters, and if you're just about to miss it, definitely rent it or watch it on Blu-ray. It's worth your time. Those are my top 3 movies for the entire year, but wait, as usual, there's always more. We got 2 more people coming on my channel talking later today about their favorite movies, and in the description there's a podcast so you can hear our discussions and see how we came to these decisions. Also, it answers the question of how Upstream Color and Spring Breakers kind of were going head to head for a long, long time. Anyway guys, hope you had a great holiday, see you guys in the new year, and bye-bye.
I'll be back.
Alright.